tomorrow morning. I hate criminality. I can't stand it. I said before, no banks should be touched, no church, no mosque, no business person should be touched. No business person should be touched. None should be touched. We know who our enemies are. Not these people struggling to feed their families. What type of nonsense is that? I said before, no banks should be touched. We cannot touch people who have done nothing to us. That's not how we roll. Do not touch people doing their legitimate businesses, regardless of where they come from. You cannot touch them. Please. So when something happens, we can investigate very quickly and find out. If not that we know who we are, do you think we would have found out that it was Monguno and Britain that killed Ahmed Gulag, you know what, to make it appear as if it is IPOB, so they can start killing our people? You don't understand that? We cannot give our enemies room to demonize what we are doing. That is why we cannot condone any criminal act. We cannot. And by tomorrow, we are going to repair a full lorry load of onions. Money we could have used to do more important things, we are now going to spend compensating the owner of those onions that some fools vandalized.
Indigenous people of Biafra, we are IPOB under one central command, under one leadership, under one directorate, under one coordination all over the world. There is only one indigenous people of Biafra. We are aware now. They want to establish fake groups. They want to deceive you. They want to cheat you. Some idiots may answer IPOB, but you must understand they're not one of us. It is the same thing as Dr. Haram wearing police and army uniform to go and kill people. These people are not part of us and can never ever be. How will the products of APC? These are evil men and little boys. We must counter them wherever we see them. They are not IPOB. We have no government. The government of the indigenous people of Biafra is the indigenous people of Biafra. When the time comes, Biafrans will vote and decide who will govern them. Until then, we are not a government. We are servants of the people, as we shall continually demonstrate. Allow me to repeat what I said before. We are not a government, I tell you. I must warn and caution you. We are the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. There is no government, there is no addition. Of course, we have an embassy, that is true. That embassy is not an organization. We don't run any other website apart from ipob.org. We don't have any other radio station on this earth apart from Radio Biafra. I'm aware that Awusa set up with APC, they set up 1 or 2 radio stations to answer our name as part of their subterfuge and ocean provocateur. But they will not prevail, they will not succeed, they cannot survive the heat because we are ordained, baptized in this very fire of truth and honesty. That is why we preach it without compromise. There is no other way to do it. We are the children of light. That is why we have come. Or should I say, that is why Chukukika Biama determined that we should come. That is why this evening, as always, we must preach his gospel. We must preach it to the fullest. Only those who are blessed can partake or participate. Only those that seek knowledge. Only those that seek the light. Only those that seek the truth. The seekers of wisdom, the seekers of knowledge are welcome to partake and participate. Or else you are a non-entity. He Here we assemble the children of the Most High. Umu Chineke.
Before, and I will repeat what I said. If we engage in killing, Biafra will not come. That is one cardinal thing you don't do in Biafra. Go and ask anybody. Anytime you shed an Igbo blood, you kill a fellow Biafran, anything you're looking for will not come. Go and ask all of them. Starting from the death of Mbono Ojike. People don't know how Mbono Ojike died. The man responsible for the death of Mbono Ojike, where is he? Everything he asked for, he got nothing from. I've said it before, and I will repeat what I said. If we engage in killing, Biafra will not come. That is one cardinal thing you don't do in Biafra. Go and ask anybody. Anytime you shed an Igbo blood, you kill a fellow Biafran, anything you're looking for will not come. Go and ask all of them. Starting from the death of Mbono Ojike.
Okay, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, I greet you, and according to your time zone, while you are joining us, share this video, invite others to join. Wherever you are watching from, are you watching on YouTube, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to that YouTube channel, and share the video. Wherever you are watching from on Facebook, follow us on that Facebook page. Like the video, share the video for the and then the algorithm will do its own work. Of course, wherever you are watching, you are welcome to this program, and I greet you according to your time zone. This evening or this afternoon or this morning, depending on where you are watching from, we are here to actually bring to you some exposition. It's been a while when we do exposition. It's been a while. And also to actually bring to you, what Asari Dokubo, how he threatened the Nigeria state and her judiciary. How he threatened the Nigeria state and her judiciary. It is quite very interesting. Yesterday I told you that he said in 2015 that nobody can arrest him, that the government will never arrest him, otherwise he will show them flames. And today he has come again to threaten Nigeria, because if you remember what I always tell you, from the beginning of this relationship, prior to the time APC Tinubu became the president of Nigeria, I told you that Asari Dokubo is there because they want to use him to run a mafia state. I am going to bring the confirmation of that, because most of the time when we speak or when we say something, it sounds to you like a joke. Some of you will you will actually take it as these people are just talking. They talk a lot. Yes, we talk a lot, but we talk the truth. The truth is a lot for you to digest. That's why you will never ever digest it or remember it. But we will be, in charge of talking it and in charge of reminding you. And that is exactly what we are here to do. Of course, there is a video that is actually making round where Uwianyanwu talked about the history pre-amalgamation of Nigeria. He spoke about the history pre-independent. He spoke so many things. So we are going to also try to bring in-depth analysis towards that, his historical story. And then we are also going to bring in-depth analysis towards the statement that Asari Dokubo and the allegiance they have sworn given to Tinubu, and what it means for you as a common man or ordinary people, or what it means to you as the obedient. Because the enemy of Biafra, they are coming out slowly. We told you that we will get Biafra. Regardless of what the enemy is doing, we will get Biafra. Because it is now right time that the enemy, they will begin to expose themselves for what they truly are. And we will continue to march forward towards our historic independence, because it is going to be a historical day. How it is going to happen, people are not imagining it. But this is exactly what I am telling you right now. It is going to happen. Because everything that you see going on in Nigeria is a proven fact. It is an evidence that our independence is rest assured. And immediately when they begin to bring anarchy to Nigeria, that is exactly when we will take our independence by force. So, great and wonderful people of Biafra, gather, let us actually speak. Let us actually rub mind together and bring to you the truth of the matter. So, first of all, I am going to start with reminding you or showing you exactly what Asari Dokubo said to Nigeria. Because if you look at the Nigeria judiciary has never been respected by the law enforcement. So, if Asari Dokubo could rise up and not respect the Nigeria judiciary, I would not be surprised. Will you? Will you be surprised? Because myself, I will not be surprised if I begin to see such thing. If I begin to see him threatening Nigeria judiciary and threatening Nigerians. Asari Dokubo, just yesterday, he was only threatening the Igbos. He was only threatening the Igbos. But today he threatens Nigeria and every other person that might speak against Tinubu. That is exactly what he does. Have you now seen that it has been understatement when you call on the DSS to go and apprehend Asari Dokubo for threatening and brandishing weapon of war against Ndibo? Not only brandishing weapon of war against Ndibo, it is about, proving that he is a terrorist. Asari Dokubo, I do not remember the last time the government gave him or his community agreed that he will bear firearm to do anything productive towards the community where he come from. I don't understand. I don't even, remember when Asari Dokubo called himself a vigilante. I don't even remember when the Nigeria government issued Asari Dokubo a competency to bear arm and a license to bear arm. I don't remember that, but he brandished a weapon of war in the public domain, using it to threaten a particular ethnic group in Nigeria. Nobody said anything. There is something that is very, very interesting that is going on, when things are happening, when things are happening, because it hasn't gotten to you, you will be actually acknowledging it, you will be promoting it. But when that thing comes closer to you, then you will understand whether this thing is, these people are doing, if they are doing it right. If they are doing it right, that is something that you need to understand and appreciate, that single fact. That not everything that you see, that is the truth. Some people will want to show you what they want you to see. And when you see it, you get carried away. And I want you also to understand, there was a time I told you that anybody who actually start playing Super Cup, that person, you must actually find out exactly what is their agenda. Any place where they start playing Super Cup in Africa, find out what they are up to. If you are wise, find out what they are up to. Now, let me show you something. Let me read it let me concentrate on Asari Dokubo. I don't want to actually deviate from that. I want to read it, what they said. I want to read it to you. Pay attention. Asari Dokubo said, "It is Jagaban's turn." Asari Dokubo tells his troops. He tells his troops that it is Jagaban's turn. One opposition against unrest. I've been announcing the threat. He won opposition against unrest. This is Asari Dokubo's troops. He told them. Now let me continue to read. The Niger Delta military or militant leader, Mujahid Asari Dokubo, has once again, let me free this Facebook small before we get in there. Let me try to bring a few more people to join us before we proceed. It is quite interesting. Asari Dokubo. Small like this, like play like Joko. Nigeria. The Niger Delta militant leader Mujahid Asari Dokubo has once again publicly revealed his allegiance towards President Bola Tinubu. Asari Dokubo made this declaration via viral clip, which depicted the Niger Delta leader addressing what seemed like his private army. He is now becoming Prigozhin of Russia, Prigozhin of Nigeria. While warning the opposition against unsettling the Tinubu's administration. The reason why I am reading it instead of the video, it is actually for it to be easy for me, and to analyze it instead of playing video, stopping. This one is going to be fast and easy because I only have less than 2 hours left. So let me continue. Dokubo noted that it is Jagaban's turn. In reference to Tinubu's presidency, and warned that opposition against unsettling president and administration, the parade of up to 3,000 militants, which was captured on video, was reportedly held after Asari Dokubo returned from a pilgrimage to Mecca. Did you hear that? According to him, we have worked for Tinubu and things are coming. Things are coming. That is what Asari Dokubo said. We have worked for Tinubu and things are coming. Oh, Huriwa also demand Asari Dokubo arrest. Huriwa. That is another link. Maybe we will, Huriwa, I don't know. Maybe we'll get there. Dokubo said, whatever the enemies are planning, they will fail. I am not a ghost. I just come Saudi Arabia. I just returned from Saudi Arabia. We are here. We work for President Ahmed Bola Tinubu and he will succeed. Anybody who is planning for him to fail, that person already failed. Asari Dokubo threatens Nigeria. We are not competing with anybody. We have never competed with anybody. It is turn by turn. It is turn by turn. Nigeria leadership is turn by turn. Then Igbo people, what exactly are you doing in Nigeria since it is turn by turn? Biafrans, what are you doing in Nigeria since it is turn by turn? How many times has it come to your turn? Even though all the oil and gas, everything, the primary GDP of Nigeria is extracted from your land. then they continue to tell you it is turn by turn. How many times has it gotten to your turn? Never time has it gotten to your turn. Goodluck Jonathan was there. Within 4 years, they planned and removed him. They even went to involved with the principalities and powers from the high places that Barack Obama started campaigning and intimidating Goodluck Jonathan while campaigning for the late Buhari. Power, the support came from everywhere in support of this. Yet, you continue to come and tell people it is turn by turn. Asari Dokubo, since it is turn by turn, why hasn't it gotten to your turn? You only carry gun to constitute nuisance all over the place, killing people you do not like, that does not accept what you are doing. That is actually the way it is turn by turn. Do you love carrying arm and risking your life? Why don't it come to your turn? Because if it comes to your turn, as long as you are a Biafra, if we were not fighting Biafra, we were going to support you. But it will never come to your turn. Now, at the end of the day, you are coming to protect the people who are sharing it hand to hand. And they tell you, and you are telling us it is turn by turn. So Asari Dokubo has finally made it clear and tell you that a Nigeria election is not based on democracy. Just like Tinubu said, that he know that majority of you did not vote for him, yet he became a president. So are you now seeing what exactly is going on? That there is no democracy in Nigeria. What you see in Nigeria is leadership by selection. What you see in Nigeria is leadership by selection. There is no democracy. That is the reason why you will find somebody, when they speak on the things that is going to help you to thrive, such person will be intimidated, such person will be arrested, such person will be kidnapped, and they will be taken away outside their jurisdiction just to punish them and even to extend the punishment to their family members. That is exactly how it is happening in Nigeria. But somebody is coming to tell you it is turn by turn, and you still never get it. If you don't get it, that there is nothing that is working in Nigeria according to the law, or according to the so-called democracy that they practice, it does not work. So every day by day, you coming out to say, no, we will vote, and exercise your franchise. We will allow you to go there to exercise your franchise. Go to the polling unit, you vote. At the end of voting, nothing comes out of it. Now let's continue to read. In June, shortly after Tinubu's inauguration as president, Asari Dokubo visited him at the presidential villa. During this visit, Dokubo revealed that Tinubu had been a father figure to him for 3 decades. He also, a father figure for 3 decades. Oh, a father figure. He also made serious allegations claiming that the Nigerian military, particularly the army and the navy, were responsible for 99% of oil theft in Niger Delta. Dokubo further disclosed that he had volunteered to put an end to this issue, believing that he would receive full protection from Tinubu administration. He also accused the army and navy intimidating the civil defense, who are supposed to be guiding pipeline. Okay, balanced, fearless journalism driven by data comes at a huge financial cost. As a media platform, we hold leadership accountable and will not trade the right to press freedom and free speech for a piece of cake. Okay, I think this is actually deviating. If you like what we, oh, I believe the news is finished. I believe the news is finished. But the most important thing that you need to know, Asari Dokubo, the Niger Delta militant, publicly revealed allegiance towards Tinubu. Asari Dokubo made this declaration, a clip that went viral, depicted that Niger Delta leader addressing what seemed like his private army while warning the opposition against unsettling the Tinubu's administration. So recently, to Asari Dokubo, finally, they have sworn an allegiance to Tinubu, to protect Tinubu, to make sure that anybody who rises up, who will rise up to come and say, or the election tribunal, if election tribunal will actually rise up to say, no, the Jagaban did not win the 2023 election, Asari Dokubo will rise up and Asari Dokubo will actually bring his thugs to the street, and they will cause civil unrest, and they will, in fact, not actually civil unrest, that they will cause anarchy, just as Tinubu threatened. Remember that Tinubu threatened few weeks ago, or is it few weeks ago or last week? He threatened that there will be anarchy if the election tribunal goes against him. Now, Asari Dokubo finally brought his troops to swear allegiance to Tinubu, that they will stand by him. They will be the ones who are going to bring that anarchy. That's exactly what they did. They will be the ones who are going to bring such anarchy. That allegiance happened today. That swearing of allegiance happened today. You can actually make your own inquiries about it. You can make inquiries about it. So, that is to show you that Nigeria is not governed by law. Nigeria is governed by mafia. So now they have, you have actually seen that it is a mafia that is sitting in the position of power. So they are going to be running a mafia state. Now you have seen the report that has been released of 2020 and SARS massacre. A secret report was actually revealed. They reviewed a report, it is a leaked report, that they have actually mapped out 60-something million naira to use it to do mass burial for 103, protesters that was shot at, Lekki Tollgate. Now, immediately when this leaked, because after it was leaked, you find out that the Lagos State government came out to debunk it, saying it is a lie. But that is exactly what they do, and they plan in their, behind the scene. Whenever they plan these things behind the scene, I will always tell you, sometimes they bring it out through a leak in order to see the public reaction. Sometimes you find out that it is one of them who is actually not with them, or they did not actually give him what belongs to him or what he's supposed to get. And then what the share, they will leak it. It is two things that bring out what they call fake news. And it has always been the truth. Right, starting from the time of COVID and all this time, they will always leak it, and they will come and say, no, it is a fake news. That's how it is. That's how to suppress the truth from coming out. So sometimes they leak it intentional, so that they will see the reaction of the public. If the reaction is working towards, their favor, they will actually, come out to say it is what it is. But it is work. If it is a backlash working against them, they will come out to debunk it and say that it does not exist. These people are the same people who said that there was no killing at the Lekki toll gate. There was no killing at Lekki toll gate. But look at it. The killing at Lekki toll gate. 103 people are going to be mass buried. They map out 60-something million naira to go and do mass burial on people's children, father, uncle, and people's mother, sister. That is exactly what they have done, and it will continue so. And it is those who perpetrated such heinous act. It was Catriona Line who masterminded it. It was Tinubu who actually gave the order. Then Lagos state government was also involved. These are the people who masterminded the killing at the Lekki toll gate. They deployed the army to go and kill people at Lekki toll gate. And today, the same person who masterminded it is now called Nigeria president. How could that be? And so many of you who believe that these same people who masterminded killing you at Lekki toll gate is going to now come in and give you the equal share of the cake. Listen to it. They killed you at Lekki toll gate. You come out, you believe they will give you petrol to be 67 naira. Remember that the petrol was before 67 naira. Later went to 150. Before it went to 250. Now subsidy is removed. It is now almost 700. So do you think a man who did not even care about who is in front of this Lekki toll gate, they deployed military to come and shoot you, they are going to give you a better life when they go into the position of leadership? The answer is you thought wrong. You thought wrong. Politics is not going to help you anywhere possible in Nigeria. Politics will not help you. It will never help you. Politics will continue to do June, July to you. Politics will continue to actually deceive you, because politics that is being played in Nigeria, it has never helped anybody. It has never helped anybody. It only made people to go out there and die in Sahara Desert. It only made people to go and die in the Mediterranean Sea, because they will go out there, their ship capsized, they will die. Nobody is there to actually save them, because they are nobody. They are people who are grappling with poverty. They cannot make it, in Nigeria. They decided that they will look for alternative solution on how to make it. Eventually, they will not make it even to the destination where they are going to find this alternative solution, and they will die while at it, because it is the risk that they will take to actually make it to the position where they feel that it is a greener pasture. We are coming, because I want to bring this context. I want to bring this context. Just 1 minute to what Uwianyanwu said. I haven't had time to listen to this video properly, but I just heard few things that he said there. I just want us to actually, contextualize what we are doing right now with what Uwianyanwu said. Before we go to this Ekpa in Finland and how he actually exposed himself and everything he represents. Now, listen to Uwianyanwu and what he said.
If you remember 18 something, 1885 or 1885, Ekpa Africa, Ekpa Nigeria, and Northern Protectorate and Southern to liberated. Now, by 1914, Frederick Lugard, and now Magameti North and South. So when we maka law from Ebano, or a trader, he was the managing director of British Trading Company. So all can make a profit. And of course, you know, Ghana British Museum. That year, make a profit 500 pounds. So it was a good thing for him, but what we want to do in our interest. If you remember, after Lugard, Clifford Bera, even 1921, Clifford Jagger.
This man said that it was a good thing to the Britain or to the Lugard of when it comes to the amalgamation, but it is nothing to beneficial to them as people. Do you know one problem I have with these black people? You know, they are actually aware of the truth, but putting this truth to work for them, it is the problem. You know that the amalgamation of 1914 has never been, was not done for the benefit of you and your people, yet you people continue to nurture this amalgamation. You people continue to try to promote this amalgamation. You people continue to, you people continue to, groom this amalgamation that you know quite well, fully well, that it is not made for you to be, it is not made for you to be profitable. It is not actually created to be profitable to you or to favor you. The amalgamation was only done for the sake of Britain, to make Britain great, to make those leaders of protectorate more, it will give them more profit. They will benefit more, even when they will not be there to be the leaders of the protectorate. They created the amalgamation so that when they actually give you your so-called glorified independence, they will, through the amalgamation, continue to implement the neo-colonial practices against you. And that is exactly what they've been doing. And remember that it is also done through the type of democracy that you people are practicing in Nigeria. These are the people who knows the truth, but now implementation of this truth and bringing it to work in their own benefit, they will never do it, but they will come out to speak and tell you the same truth that we've been preaching over the years. It is now high time that our people begin to push for the freedom that we are fighting. Because we have actually exposed all these things, that we have said all these things that they are confirming right now. It is not about them confirming it. It is about them taking a step to see how they will help themselves and the people they claim they've been representing all these years. That our people are going out there to die in Mediterranean Sea. So let's continue.
And South to make mathematics. That's Clifford in 1921. So Clifford don't really honor or even all of them were after Richard Libera. After Richard Libera 1946, Robert began to take up the first political program. That is in 1946, that is the creation of the regions. Northern region, Eastern region, and Western region.
Wow.
Then after that, Dr. McPherson in 1951, and then I think it was Littleton who came in later, 1953, and then he got London Conference, which was about the best constitution we're about. Now, what question I ask myself? By 1914, I can put me you have to, your children should know this. No matter how far our forebears worked very hard, your parents worked very hard. By 1914, we got to Nigeria. I didn't go to any secondary school. I didn't go to any graduates. Nde wa na ha much graduates, even 18 something. I come in Bondo Orlando. Nde wa na ha much secondary schools.
For you to understand, he said that by the time of amalgamation, there was no secondary school in our land. In our land. There was no secondary school in our land, in Biafra land. because the government of the protectorate was doing the same thing that these people who became their subject are doing against us. They were actually marginalizing the East while leading the protectorate, marginalizing the East during their colonialism, during the colonial era, before the amalgamation kicked in. Now there was no high school, there was no university in our land during the colonial era. Where you find it in the north and the west. That's where they built these universities and high schools, so that our people who are marginalized will always continue to work hard. If you want to attend that education, if you want to attend this education, you should actually travel to go to another man's land, so that they will force that relationship whether you like it or not. While they are forcing it, it becomes a symbiotic relationship, because they take what is coming out of your land in order to build infrastructure in the land where they have nothing to do with you, just for you to force yourself to be with these people, so that they propose the amalgamation. That has been what they did. And the same thing, that the same implementation, the same modus operandi that they are using against our people even now. Yet these people who call themselves our representatives, they haven't seen it in the last 54 years. They have not seen it in the last 64 years. Look at it. Let me give you an example. You see, do you have any seaport in Biafra land? The answer is no. Why do you not have Iguacha seaport working? Why do you not have River Niger working as a seaport? Why you do not have any embassy in Biafra land? Any embassy, even though you are the people who go to China, who go to Hong Kong, who go to Japan, who go to Dubai, who go to these places to bring in goods and render services. You don't have international, you don't have any embassy. You must travel to Lagos and Abuja in order to go to embassy. True or false? That is the same amalgamation that was being meted at us pre this amalgamation in 1914, more than 114 years, 177 years ago. They made sure they did not build these things in our land. We were only doing our informal way of education. And remember that time, we were doing our formal way of education, will I say. And if you remember that time, you will understand that they have started implementing their own ways, replacing it with ours, and making theirs a superior over ours, and making our own something that is very, very inferior. And that was when you started adopting it. They had to now go and build this secondary school and university in the west and in the north, so that you have to force that relationship, so that when they propose the amalgamation, it becomes easy for them. So these people, they started drilling us, they started dealing with us from the early stage, and the same modus operandi is what Fulani are using against our people. British is still using through Fulani against our people, exploring the oil coming out from our land, taking every other resources coming out from our land to use it to build Nigeria, so-called sustainable Nigeria, when Nigeria has never been has never sustained anybody. That's why your children will continue to die in Mediterranean Sea. That we don't have another country than Nigeria. How will you have another country than Nigeria? That Nigeria is the only country you have. But now listen to what he is telling you, the history. Let us hear. Maybe he will tell us further and why there was no university.
Now, the first secondary schools I went to DMJs at Onitsha, this one on Usakoli, Methodist College, and then this Canon and Calabar, Hope Model. How many levels are between 1922 and 1925? Oh, when we first secondary school in our area. The first graduate time in 1925.
Then why?
Why is it that Ndi Brasso led by 1960? Ndi were then dominated education number one, business number one, ministry number one, news number one. Only Henry asked that question. And it is clear to me because I'm sorry, I have to take a little bit of time to explain this to you. What caused it is because of education. Education, so if you notice in those days, most of the early graduates, it was a philosophy in my thought. Most graduates who are in those days, most of them the town on a I'm sure you must have had that from your parents. Most of them, some of them took loan. But
now, it was not anybody, it was called a community, community parenting and community support. That some of these educated people in our land, pre-independent, that they were able to get education because the community will now see that this person is good with education. They will now send him abroad. For you to see the time they started posting us abroad, now we only see that now it is only way of making it is going to abroad. While Fulanese and their government and Britain will be in our land exploring and exploiting everything in the land. Is that not an irony? We were working within ourselves. Onyaga na one year, nobody should leave their own behind. Everybody is now going to be, patriotic to one another in our land. That has been the slogan, and everybody must be the brother's keeper until this implementation of divide and rule strategy. Because remember that the reason why they implemented divide and rule strategy, if we plan, nobody knows how we are going to actually establish our plan. And our plan, once we plan it, you will never find it leak anywhere. But in the eastern region, both these people who are telling you now will be south, will not be Igbo. Now the same people, all of us, when we plan together, we execute. Onyaga na 1 year. That's exactly how it was. When they saw that this is actually what makes this region very great people, the togetherness, the oneness, the understanding within them, they decided that they will start bringing this separation. Bringing separation, division, and they divide and rule you. That's when you start finding those people who are so-called at the south, and not be Igbo, but you be a Igbo name. Just like we call ya Kai. You not be Igbo, but you be a Igbo name. These people now, they decided that they will start finding a way to bring division between us and them by placing, making their mother tongue. When they are speaking their mother tongue, it will now look like they are not speaking Igbo. Because their Igbo speaking is different, because they have a different mother tongue to other Igbos. Because I know anybody who knows Africa knows that Africa has always been a patriarchal society. They practice patriarchy. So the child is a seed of the father. The mother and the tongue of the mother is what a child grows up with. So that, Igbo that you speak from your mother that is not fully Igbo speaking becomes what corrupts your tongue. That sometimes if you speak, I might not hear you. If you just let me give you a typical example. If you go to Dutchland today, if you go to Holland, you know that the Holland people speak the same language that they speak in South Africa? In South Africa, I believe they are called Afrikaans. Yes, it is called Afrikaans in South Africa. But listen to it. When you go to Holland, any Dutch land, it's a Dutch language. They call it Afrikaans when they arrive in Africa. Now, listen to it. When you hear a Dutch man speaking Dutch or Afrikaans from Holland, you will hear them speaking it differently. But if you want them to hear each other, those in Africa and those in Dutchland, those in Africa have to speak it slowly for them to comprehend what they are saying. Because it is the same language, but spoken in a different intonation, which made it look like as if, no, it is not the same language. That is exactly how it got to us. People will now start telling you, no, I not be Igbo. Mwike, I not be Igbo. Mwike, who gave you Mwike? I not be Igbo. What is the meaning of Mwike? I not be Igbo. You will understand and appreciate a fact that these people were mentally damaged. Historically, they were actually damaged mentally because it is actually the division and the ruling strategy that they implemented that destroyed our people to the extent when they speak or when they behave. Such, most of those who are so-called South, you will ask, is there any biological weapon that was used against our people during the time of war that to the extent they cannot even comprehend or appreciate their origin? That is the reason why there is a lot of division. But these people, they cannot actually understand it. They cannot understand that it is born of division and ruling. Now, let us continue.
That is this communal spirit in the woman. Oh, here, by 1960. I had the higher anywhere. Now, how do you justify this thing? In 1960, there were only 2 universities in Nigeria. University of Nigeria, established by America. It was headed by Americans. And then the Ibadan University, established as a college of the University of London. Britain was going, had to hand over to Nigeria. A very competitive academic garden, but under British permission. There is no federal character, there is no favoritism. British people have my own merit. A lot of them will hear, oh, Professor Kennedy will hear, oh, 2 years later, 2 years later, or 3 years later, and went 2 more universities. Among the University was a college of technology. I converted to university. University of Lagos was a college of education. I converted to university. Now, Ahmadu Bello University have a British as their vice chancellor. Now, in Lagos, I saw here in Nigeria, I got Britain, only Britain, in charge. A mayor open competition. The lawyer was here up of any job. But any job was vice chancellor. So by that time, it was the 4 universities. 1 was America, 1 was Britain, the other 2 Nigerian people. Only recently, you are back in chronology. So that means something will be there in our forebears. If you want to win that on Achila, a lawyer again army, all we will see. A lawyer again police, all agents. If the permanent secretary is in Bueno, most of them won't be. What I'm telling you is that I'm a very hilarious and great past.
You have a very hilarious and great past. What have you done about this, your hilarious and great past? What have you done to actually make that past, to correct the mistakes of the past, and to bring that past not to cross your shadow again, so that you will first, promote your present to work for you? What have you done? The answer: you people have done nothing. All you people are doing is that you are looking for political appointment while your people are actually dying in the hands of this British controlled, system that is actually led by Fulani Caliphate. If you look at it, I want to actually put it up here. We do not hate anybody in Nigeria. We do not hate any tribe. Rather, we are the most lovely people. We are actually the people who promoted, try to see if there will be peace in Nigeria, because we promoted this, unity of Nigeria, trying to see if it was going to work. But we found out that it is being one-sided. It is symbiotic. So we now decided in 1967, Ojukwu find out that all this thing we've been promoting, trying to make it to work, it has never worked, because Ojukwu was a very intelligent man. Ojukwu could see the future. Ojukwu wanted to avert what we are going through now. Ojukwu wanted to avert it. He was called the aggressors by Britain, and they descended on him and our people. They killed so many. They killed so many of our people. And at the end of the day, they tell you no victor, no vanquish. But the principle of no victor, no vanquish has never been implemented since 1970 till date. That's why our people are running helter-skelter. While people, your politicians are embezzling everything, because you should actually run all of you for all they care, so that there will be no responsibility on their shoulder, so that they will embezzle this money without nobody asking them how or to account. So have you now seen the reason why the disintegration of Nigeria is a task that must be done at all cost? It is a task that must be done at all cost, because when you begin to see these people talking like this, you will now start understanding that the knowledge has increased. But we now need to actually ask them what exactly gave birth to them, reminding us the history and the marginalization of our people. What gave birth to that? Could it be that there is a political space they are looking for? Or could it be that they have seen the light? I can assure you, ever since this Uwianyanwu came to the mainstream, I can assure you he's been doing some things that are positive, but we don't know the reason why he is doing it. We are still yet to find out exactly what is the reason why. We do not want to work, or judge him based on our premonition, because we don't want to judge anybody, wrongly or with our premonitions. We have to see exactly what you are up to. We are watching. We are watching. And we will continue to watch to see exactly where the drive is coming from. Because we know Nigeria, and we know our politicians, what they do, and their modus operandi, how they operate, and how they get favor, political favor, and how they actually advertise themselves to get such political favor. But we are watching, because what we do this time around, if you are a politician, you do something that is good, we applaud you. If you do something that is bad, we will actually descend on you. We are going to actually make sure that we give it to you the way it is. But if we see and monitor you to see that you are doing something in line with the freedom and the safety of our people, we will acknowledge you, we will applaud you. Because what we are asking for is freedom. And we know that we need everybody in the quest of this freedom. We need everybody. But we don't need people who will come to use our minds. Because immediately when you come to speak or use to say something in a way that you want to deceive us, or you want to use us to to achieve your selfish interest, we will actually come back and give it to you the way you want it. And a dog vam vam vam. We want peace in our land. We want freedom of our people. We want to end the suffering of our people. Pray 1914 of amalgamation. Pray 1960 of the glorified independent, and the starting from the first census counted recently in 1963. So in all these things, we actually want everlasting freedom for our people. And that is what we are up against. If you want to join us in this quest, we don't want pretenders. We don't want pretenders. Because Fulani does not pretend to protect their own terrorists. They don't pretend. Now you are actually going to join force with your people to fight for what is rightfully yours and your children, for the benefit and the future of your children. We can't do it. Why then are you pretending? Pretending before your enemy. They will use that your pretense against you at each and every given time. Anybody who is pretending in the name that I am fighting for freedom, and you are a politician, that person has not started. You don't need to pretend. The North people from Zamfara State, they tell you that they don't want you to militarize their land, to start fighting or killing these terrorists, that you need to actually give them carrot. You need to negotiate with them. Ask them, what do they want? Do you want money or do you want land? That is exactly the negotiation, what it's all about. Negotiate with them. But in our land, they want to militarize. They want to burn houses. Because our land is actually mapped out for extinction. They want to, bring us to, they want to make us to cease to be in existence. Biafrans, that is exactly what you see they are planning against us. And we will not allow that to happen. Let this shenanigan continue of Asari Dokubo trying to rise up again, just like he did before, saying that he will fight against and they will cause anarchy in Nigeria as they pledge their allegiance to Tinubu, who opened his mouth to say, I know that majority of you did not vote for him. Then at the end of the day, he became a president. Now, the tribunal is about to issue their verdict. He started threatening, and Asari Dokubo has come to the party as well. We are watching. We are, one step away. It's just that, the music we always bring in, I don't know who made it a copyright, and then we can no longer play it. So, then, let us actually bring to you. There is, just like I've told you, for the first time, we are going to actually revisit our exposition. To do exposition. That is exactly what I am here for. I have 2 videos of this agent provocateur. And in this video, you are going to understand that this guy has never worked or done anything in benefit of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, or he has been doing everything, trying to deceive Biafrans. Everything he does, it was all about deceiving the gullible Biafrans, and for him to promote the British agenda, because they are promoting British agenda. These are the epitome of factionalism, which is, a driving force that destroys every organization, and the West knows how to play that game formidably, and that's why they actually brought these people to the mainstream. Listen to this video. Let me bring this video to you. Let me bring this video to you. I want you to listen. Pay attention for you to see. There is 2 videos. One was a fraudulent artificial intelligence which they use to lie to Biafrans. Second one was a confession. Listen to such confession. Let's start from the confession first.
They can now understand that without Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we are going to get Biafra faster. They have come to...
They can now understand that without Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we are going to get Biafra faster. These are people who are actually claiming that they want to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. He claimed he wants to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, but he is now telling you that we can now understand that without Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, he is going to get Biafra faster. Because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been the barrier that has now, that caused them not to get Biafra. That is the reason why they have removed him. That's exactly what he is insinuating. And if you have, if you have a mind of, if you have intelligent mind, you will understand it. You will know exactly what is playing out here. Let's continue. Let's play it again. Let's play it again.
They can now understand that without Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we are going to get Biafra faster.
Listen.
They have come to understand that this one, calling boycott of election and calling off the boycott of election.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? It is not my exaggeration. It is not me trying to pinpoint anything on him. It is him attacking Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Straight. They can now understand that without Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, he is meaning that we that are still the followers of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the diligent followers of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, can now understand that without Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that they will get Biafra faster. That this issue of Enwekesiemi calling on election and calling off, which is, you are off and on, you are not decisive. That is exactly what this guy is telling you. Yet every time he will tell you, I am working for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. I am working for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? Listen, let's continue.
Election is not in our dictionary. They have come to understand that we are actually not talking about the boycotting of election. We are stopping Nigeria from conducting election. The only
listen to it. Just listen to it.
They can now understand that without Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we are going to get Biafra faster. They have come to understand that this one, calling boycott of election and calling off the boycott of election, is not in our dictionary.
Did you hear that?
They have come to understand that we are actually not talking about the boycotting of election.
Listen to it.
They can now understand that without Mazen Nnamdi Kanu,
yes,
we are going to get Biafra faster.
Okay.
They have come to understand that this one,
Mm-hmm.
or calling boycott of election and calling off the boycott of election is not in our dictionary.
Okay.
They have come to understand that we are actually not talking about the boycotting of election. We are stopping Nigeria from conducting election.
So that is it. Trying to make you believe that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is the reason why you haven't gotten Biafra. That is exactly what this guy did here. That's exactly what this guy did here. But we don't actually, we know exactly the plan and the work of this guy. That is the reason why people like me, somebody like me, descended on him. Because I know that this is British agenda. This is British agenda that is playing out through this guy. Because Britain does not like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is the nightmare of their Fulani controlled system. They actually called Nigeria. So that's why they have to remove him. And this guy is telling you now that we can now understand that without Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that they will get Biafra faster. This is not about, he went ahead to tell you this calling of boycott of election and calling it off, which means inconsistent, that he is now the one who is going to give you Biafra. Did you hear that? It is not my word. It is the word of the man who is always trying to inflict pain on our people. He is not inflicting pain on our people for the sake of anything. He is inflicting pain on our people so that Nigeria government, who does not like any growth or anything that will make our people or put them at ease, when they look at it, they will say, no, we will continue to keep Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS dungeon, because if we keep him here, people will, their criminal will continue to criminalize Biafra land, and people will start giving up on Nnamdi Kanu. That is exactly what this energy these people are actually releasing in Biafra land, what it is. But you have seen it, you have heard it, that it is all about his selfish aggrandizement. Listen to it one more time so that you will understand what
the election that is going to be allowed is a referendum. And I know that a radical awareness.
Listen.
They can now understand that without Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we are going to get Biafra faster. They have come to understand that this one, or calling boycott of election and calling off the boycott of election, is not in our dictionary. They have come to understand that we are actually not talking about the boycotting of election. We are stopping Nigeria from conducting election. The only election that is going to be allowed is a referendum. And I know that a radical awareness.
So, that is how he said it. They can now understand that without Onyendu, that Biafra will come out, will come quickly. That they can now understand without Onyendu, whom you claim you are his disciple, that without him, that Biafra is coming out so quickly. That Onyendu is doing onwe kesi and him, he is the one who is going to give you Biafra. Have you now seen the real reason why we actually rose up to condemn and to make sure we chase this, man out, or, into the abyss where he come from? He is an evil person. An evil man who wants to reap where he did not sow. That's exactly what he is. Every time he will tell you he is inferior. When we tell you that all this sit at home and insecurity is actually it is the government and this Nigeria zoo government that is actually promoting it in our land, because it is the reason why they cannot release our leader because they like pain on our people. They like suffering on our people. They want our people kafebe for honor. They want our people to begin to dislike the movement, to say no. They know that our people, they say that our people, they don't like anything that will take them away from business. Once you start taking them away from business, they will say if it is the way Biafra will be, I rather be on my own. They would start disliking, but they don't know that Okwena Abonwa will not live to Kenya. Because we are watching. As an Ankita daily mwanya. That is the reason why this Nkita in Finland want to come and eat something that belongs to somebody that is awake. Listen to this one. I want you to pay attention to this one. How fraudulent this young man from Finland is. How fraudulent he is. Remember, I don't have time for this and for his stupidity anymore, but I came across this. Listen to this.
That when I was busy attending meetings with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, none of the criminals today that you have expelled actually appeared in any of the meetings. And today I come across a video in social media where they have released a video where myself and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu attended a meeting. I think one of these
one of these, he can't remember.
World Igbo World meeting or something like that. I don't remember.
He can't remember the same Igbo World Congress I told you that is sponsoring what he's doing. The same Igbo World Congress he interviewed before he made this video. He is now not remembering exactly why was this meeting with him and just him and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This man have never set his eyes on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu face to face. But he tell you that they were invited to that meeting. Did you hear that? They were invited to that meeting. Now, listen to what he has to say.
Remember, but I remember that meeting. So that one of this meeting that, me and Uwianyanwu attended the meeting.
You can say it boldly.
And attended that meeting as his disciple. And so it happens that in that meeting, I took word from the heart of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Listen.
So all this while, some people that have that video, they actually, I didn't even know that a video like that exists.
Wow.
So somebody released the video today, and I come across the video. I was shocked. What Igbo
Listen
conference?
to the video.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe what Igbo conference. So I'm kind of shocked. So when you do confirm,
he can't even. He can no longer pronounce it. Do you know the reason why? Now let me connect it to you. Do you know why he is saying World Igbo Conference? World Igbo Conference. The reason why he is acting like he cannot pronounce it because these are the people funding him. These are the people funding him. That is the reason why he's acting like he cannot pronounce it. But he said it's World Igbo Conference, which he is claiming that they invited him and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to World Igbo Congress meeting. And you are going to see the video of that meeting. And the video of that meeting where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was shown in the video, but he was not shown in a video. Now, he put words into Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's mouth for you to see how a deep fake is created. Listen to it. Listen to it.
That when they invite him to come and speak, he said that Simon have actually said everything he wanted to say.
Wow.
And it is kind of surprise. Okay? He said that Simon have said everything he wanted to say. So I went to his heart and took those words. So when I come to social media and say, I take word from the heart of Uwianyanwu, some people don't believe it. Wow. So this one now is another prophecy and another, evidence that everything I'm doing is not, I don't need Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to tell me because I know what is right and I know what is wrong. And I know what we are going to do to make sure we are getting the Biafra that we are fighting for. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to play this video, and I want every Biafran to watch it, including you, who is watching me now, and you are still doubting that Simon Ekpa is agent or not agent. So I want you to listen. So when I say I take word from the heart of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this is what I mean, and I want everybody to watch this.
Listen, watch the video.
My people, I know some of you, when you hear these very words from Nnamdi Kanu, signing Simon Ekpa and things that are meant to happen, you will be very shocked. You will have a goosebump. You will actually cry.
Okay, this is the criminal they used.
Why?
This is the criminal they used to decorate that video. Have you seen the video? Look at the face of Mars. This is a picture. It is a picture. And I am going to bring you that picture because I have used that picture to, actually do the same thing they have done. I am going to show you that picture that they used to do this thing. And I am going to use the same picture to do the same thing for you to see the same thing that Eperima did. Listen.
Try to leave it. But the way things are going in the country now caused me in order to post this video so that people can actually make decisions based on what they hear and what they see. Please be careful, and let's just listen to this, with good hearts. I know some of you, when you listen to this video and listen to what's been said in this video, it's quite a short video, but when you listen to this, you will have a goosebump in your body. You will have Nnamdi Kanu speak from his heart.
Okay.
This video, according to the person that gave it to me, this conference happened a few.
Those guys gave it to him. Those guys who gave it to him. Who are those guys who gave it to him? Eberima in Finland gave him to do, to post it so that it will look as if it is somebody who is unconnected to him that just posted it. He said he claimed he came across it in the public domain. But listen to it, you will understand the conspiracy.
A few weeks before Nnamdi Kanu.
To say that this is not the end. Asia Pacific is ready. The World Igbo Congress gingered us to mobilize, and that mobilization is happening, and it's happening really, really good. So we want to say now, and from this moment, we want
picture.
to hear. We really want.
This is a picture.
In World Igbo Congress, and also Mazi Simon Ekpa, who has spoken so eloquently that I'm even now struggling for what to say, because he has touched and covered everything that I had intended to talk about.
Are you hearing that? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was invited as after my speech. I spoke before him.
Where is that your speech? Ask him as invite as after his speech. Where is that his speech? Now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was invited after. The speech does not exist. The speech is not coming to the party. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was invited after your speech. Your speech that didn't showcase. The speech you forgot to actually edit it and add it. That's how daft they are. He forgot to add and edit that speech and add it so that it will also look more real. Because this is a very, amateur game that they played here. Now, let me finish it. Then
in this particular World Igbo Pacific, whatever conference. And so they invited.
He can still, after listening to it, he cannot still remember. For you to, this is how you know a guilty person. A guilty person. He listened to when he said, the so-called Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's picture he put there, said it to World Igbo Congress. Yet, him that played the video, he's still calling it World Igbo Pacific Conference. Have you now seen? It is called when somebody is guilty of a lie that is so deep fake that they cannot know, they don't know what it is going to give them, the result it is going to give them when they present such lies. That's exactly what plays out here.
Listen. Him to speak. And this is his response. And I want you people to listen to it again. It was me and him that was invited into this particular conference to speak. Okay. Now, after I spoke to the people, and it was the turn of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Onyendu. As a disciple, I spoke first. Now, when it was his turn to speak, this is how he responded to them. And I want to take it back a bit.
Really good. So we want to say,
the video, according to the person that gave it to me, this conference happened a few weeks before Nnamdi Kanu.
Say that this is not the end. Asia Pacific is ready. The World Igbo Congress gingered us to mobilize, and that mobilization is happening. And it's happening really, really good. So we want to say now, and from this moment, we want to hear. We really want to.
In World Igbo Congress.
When you lift up your hands, we want to hear. And nobody lift up their hands. They didn't hear or now say, call on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to speak. He said, if you lift up your hands, then you want to speak. Now, let's assume that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lifted up his hands. And someone that claimed that he was also in the video, in the meeting, did not lift up his hands, but he has already said what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is supposed to say. Because if you heard it, it was when they started actually appointing people to speak. But this criminal, is now telling you that he has spoken before the appointment of speech. Before they started appointing people to speak, he has spoken. He has started eating bitter kola before the occasion. And now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has now recognized that he has spoken what he had in mind. Have you ever seen somebody, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will say you have spoken what he has in mind? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he will speak everything in his mind. Hey, hello Melo. Hello Melo. Listen to the.
And this is Onyendu now speaking. So the question you should be asking yourself is, where are this World Igbo Congress Pacific region or Pacific Atlantic?
Did you hear it? He still cannot pronounce it, even though her Nelly voice, Nelly, said it, World Igbo Congress. He still cannot pronounce it because he wants to act like he does not know the existence of these people. When I told you that these people are whom he is working for. They are those who are piloting what he's doing. They are the direct chairs that the Britain is using, and using them through this experiment in Finland. Some of them, not really all of them, but listen to it because they are also divided. Listen to it.
Atlantic Ocean, where are they today to support what we are doing?
Okay.
Where are they today? All of them, I can't see them anymore.
Okay.
I can't see them. So if you ask them question, why are they not part of what we are doing today? Some of them have deviated. They are now shouting P2B. That is the problem. But now we were all welcomed. Onyendu was welcomed. They were all running around Onyendu, supporting Onyendu maintain their presence.
From this moment, we want to hear. We really want to.
In World Igbo Congress.
Okay.
And also Mazi Simon Ekpa, who has spoken so eloquently.
Mazi Simon.
Now listen to this video. Let me now show you how it is done. Let me show you how it is done with the same picture that they used to establish this one. The same picture I will use to show you how it is done. Listen to this.
In World Igbo Congress, and also Mazi Simon Ekpa, who has spoken so eloquently. I'm even now struggling for what to say because he has touched and covered everything that I had intended.
Did you hear that? This is the one I went.
Anybody I curse is cursed.
Okay.
Once I condemn you, you're finished. Ask the Sabo.
Did you hear that? Now I want you to understand the deep fake. I use first of all the same picture which he used to lie to Biafran, even though he darkened the forehead of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu so that you will not know it is this picture. I use the same picture, and which in a place where I did not darken it, it is bright for you to realize the picture that was used to do such thing. I used the same picture and I actually did the same thing that he did. And I gave you the same voice. The same thing that he said that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said about him. I gave it to this picture. Then I did a different one to show you that it is doable. Artificial intelligence, fourth industrial revolution. Listen to it so that you will be learning.
In World War Congress, and also Mazi Simon Ekpa, who has spoken so eloquently that I'm even now struggling for what to say because he has touched and covered everything that I had intended.
Now listen to another one, different version of it that I created.
Anybody I curse is cursed. Once I condemn you, you're finished. Ask the Sabo.
Now, if I wanted to, if I am a person that is criminally minded like him, I could be creating all these things, bringing to Umokoko that is following him, that is all over the comment section writing junk, you know, bringing it to them, telling them that this is what their master say. But we are real, because when we are realistic, when you find out the truth, you follow it. The truth is like a light. You will still locate it regardless of how much you hide away from it. You will still locate it, or it will locate you. That's why we don't depict the way he do his depiction. We don't do what he does. We actually concentrate in telling you the truth, because it is only the truth that can set you free. Let me show you his version one more time so that you will understand that we know what we are doing and we know what we say every day. We do not come here to come and lie just to, to make you happy. We don't care about whether what we say make you happy, because we are not here to make you happy. We are here to tell you the truth and to solve your misery that you have actually found yourself in that zoological republic called Nigeria. That's what we are here to do. Listen.
When I was busy attending meetings with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, none of the criminals today that you have expelled actually appeared in any of the meetings. And today meetings. I come across a video
meetings plural
media where they have released a video where myself and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu attended a meeting.
Okay.
One of these
you can't remember. You attended a meeting with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but you cannot remember what is the name of these people. What is the name of these people that you attended a meeting with? He can't. He was the one who who actually brought one of the leaders of Igbo World Congress. He interviewed them, but he can no longer pronounce it. He can no longer pronounce it. For you to see the criminality in this, you don't need to be a criminologist for you to know that this man is a criminal. Then if you don't actually understand who is actually driving his criminality and all this initiative, and the reason why he cannot be brought to questioning by Europeans or by Finland, you will understand. At least that one can be understandable. But in a situation whereby you are seeing his activities and you have not found out that he's a criminal, even after watching this, something is fundamentally wrong with you. You need a checkup. You need to go and scan your brain fag to see if it is still working. The faculty of your brain, you need to scan it to see if it is still working. Because something is wrong with you. If it is our law, she will tell you your frontal lobe is actually maybe dysfunctional. Listen to it.
Word, Igbo word meeting or something like that. I don't remember, but I remember that meeting. So that one of this meeting,
Meeting,
me and Uwianyanwu attended the meeting.
Meeting.
And I attended that meeting as his disciple.
Okay.
And so it happens that
what
in
is
that
mouth?
meeting, I took word from the heart of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So all this while, some people that have that video, they actually, I didn't even know that a video like that exists. You know? So somebody released the video today.
You didn't know.
And I come across the video, I was shocked.
Okay.
World Igbo Conference. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe World Igbo Conference. So I'm kind of shocked. So Uwianyanwu confirmed by himself with his own word that when they invite him to come and speak, he said that Simon have actually said everything he wanted to say.
Okay, let's hear from
He's kind of surprised. Okay, he said that Simon have said everything he wanted to say. So I went to his heart and took those words. So when I come to social media and say I take word from the heart of Uwianyanwu, some people don't believe it. So this one now is another prophecy and another evidence that everything I'm doing is not, I don't need Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to tell me, because I know what is right and I know what is wrong. And I know what we are.
Listen to the evidence.
And let's just listen to this, with good hearts. I know some of you, when you listen to this video,
watch the video. Even though it was darkened, watch the color of the shirt. So that when I play you the one I use the same, it is a suit that was not buttoned 6 to 6. That's what he is wearing there. The same image, the same picture that I use, because I watched this video, I started searching for that picture. I remember that picture. I started searching for it all over the media. I found it. I used it to create the brighter version, where you will find these things that he is using here. And you will find it, because the reason why they darkened it, they don't want you to see the movement of the mouth, how the mouth is moving, because it is a image. Listen.
This is what we said in this video. It's not a short video, but when you listen to this, you will have a goosebump in your body.
Okay.
Nnamdi Kanu speak from his heart. This video, according to the person that gave it to me, this conference happened a few weeks before Nnamdi Kanu.
Now he cut it out a few weeks before Nnamdi Kanu got kidnapped. He cut it out. Listen.
You say that this is not the end. Asia Pacific is ready. The World Igbo Congress gingered us to mobilize, and that mobilization is happening, and it's happening really, really good. So we want to say now, and from this moment, we want to, we really want to.
In World Igbo Congress.
If you lift up your hands, then you will talk. All of a sudden, the voice of our leader came. When the one who said that our leader is appreciating what he said, we didn't hear his voice, knowing fully well the reason why I am bringing it down like this is because of layman's point of view, for you those who are lame as in our midst, to understand it, exactly the game that this guy plays. Listen to it.
Also, Mazi Simon Ekpa, who has spoken so eloquently that I'm even now struggling for what to say, because he has touched and covered everything that I had intended to talk about.
Okay.
Are you hearing that?
Mazi
Nnamdi Kanu was invited as after my speech. I spoke.
Where is the speech?
In this particular
Where is the speech? Now let me show you again before we call it a day, because we are actually calling it a day. Let me show you again where that image, that is the image that you are seeing there, the bright image, the real image of what they use to actually create that voice. Listen to it.
In World Labour Congress, and also Mazi Simon Ekpa, who has spoken so eloquently that I'm even now struggling for what to say, because he has touched and covered everything that I had intended.
Now, have you seen how I built it? The reason why I brought the same voice and gave it to the video, to the photo, the image, is for you to now bring it and contextualize it to what I am saying, that it is a deep fake. Now I use a image of him in the DSS facility to build and to create another one, so that you will understand the game more clearly. Now listen to it.
Anybody I curse is cursed. Once I condemn you, you're finished. Ask the Sabo.
Did you hear it? The image, the eye is moving, the blinking, and the mouth is moving, speaking. Have you seen it? That's how you create a deep fake. If you want to create any deep fake, you create it that way. They use the fake of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to lie to you. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have seen something. That is the reason why whenever they audition all these senseless orders against our people, you will only find out that they are doing it because. Remember the first video we played? Let me just let me give you your memory verse. Your memory verse before you will so that you will understand exactly what is going on. Listen to this.
They can now understand that without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are going to get Biafra faster.
Okay.
They have come to understand that this one, or calling boycott of election and calling off the boycott of election, is not in our dictionary. They have come to understand that we are actually not talking about the boycotting of it.
He is telling you without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he will get Biafra quickly. That Nnamdi Kanu call boycott of election and call it off. And telling you no way case emia, no way case emia. That's exactly what the Berima is telling you did here. But I will leave this one to be your memory verse. But before you continue to support this criminality of these people, you should know where it is coming from. Just like our First Lady rightfully said yesterday, that it is actually a principalities and power from the high places. And those high places, it is only but, nothing but, from Britain and the USA. That is the principalities and power from high places. Of course, so many of you believe principalities and power is all about a spirit. It is power that make decisions, make policies. You know, those are principles. The principle is what you make. It is not, you are not fighting against flesh and blood. You are fighting against a policy that is being enacted by the world leaders. The policy that is being enacted by the world powers. That is what you are fighting up against, the policy. And now the implementation of that policy is what this agent provocateur is actually, you know, presenting to Biafrans. How to manipulate a black man. How to get to the mind of a black man. How to control a black man. How to get a black man to actually support your lies and deceit. That's exactly what they have done. They are using this guy to destroy our land, to make our land a place where people will start running away, especially this time where we are calling our people to relocate and come and develop our land, because he does not want our people to feel safe relocated, because it is not going to be a business as usual for Britain and all these